you. Okay, so don't worry.
And here we are, I think. Yeah, yes, we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WFTDA sanctioned tournament hosted by Les Quads de Paris. This is Paris is Burning 2, The Revenge. Cosmic Camel Clash.
Hi, I'm Amethyst Pitch Parfait.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're going to have fun. It's going to be a 2-day tournament, and the first game is coming our way very fast between Leeds and Paris. Leeds Road Derby and La Boucherie. Tell us about La Boucherie, Amethyst.
La Boucherie is composed of 04 Jan, 13 Bulu, 1393 Texas Heat, 17 Petit Tonnerre, 19 Jack, 2 Flash McQueen, 31 Johnny, 4 Payette, 42 Yves Rocher, 59 Prima Carnera, 80 Chafouine, 82 Mortadelle, 888 Le Mur, 9333 Fuchsia d'Enfer. What about Leeds?
Well, Leeds will have on the track number 111 Griff Lightning, number 13 Flamboyant Potato, number 167 Little Whippet, number 182 Knievel Dead, number 2 Holy Moly, number 21 Jenga, number 35 Lean Animal, number 426 Peril Streep, number 500 is Team Captain Grace Ventura, number 81 is Kizzle, number 97 is Lana the Slay, number 98 is Quick and Block Glory, and that's it. Game will begin in 1 minute. And just so you know, this is going to be, so as I said earlier, a 2-day tournament with 4 teams. Can you tell us about the 4 teams, Amethyst?
Yeah. So they're very closely ranked in the WFTDA rankings. La Boucherie is ranked 171st. And Leeds, who are going to compete against them this morning, is 174, which is the closest spot.
The 2 remaining teams are the team from Vicenza called the Anguanas, and they rank 185th. And to finish it, we have from Belgium, Namur Roller Derby 187. All in all, it's a 16 ranking difference between the lowest and the highest seed. This, well, can lead us to expect very close and exciting games.
Yeah.
Less than 10 seconds remaining. We hope you are strapped in. We hope we're going to have a good time. We hope you will have an even better time. And it should begin any minute now. The Paris is Burning 2nd edition here in the Gymnase des Fillettes, Gymnase of the Little Girls, for whatever reason.
Porte de la Chapelle.
Of course, this is not the only WFTDA recognized tournament happening this weekend, so a big shout out to Finvitational that's taking place right now as we speak, and the other one is Brouhaha. So, of course, we'd rather have you watching us instead of them, but if you feel like it, remember you have a great array of choice in terms of WFTDA recognized tournaments this weekend. Remember that post-season you have the Continental Cup starting in August. Kallio Rolling Rainbow will host the European Continental Cup in Helsinki in October 5 and 6, and tickets will be on sale starting June 17. And of course, if you're doing nothing more interesting this summer, you can always come to Las Vegas for the RollerCon, the biggest gathering of everything roller derby related, and I'll have the joy to announce some games over there, so I'll hope to meet everyone watching this game. Please come to Vegas and have fun with us. Just a few seconds remaining before the beginning of the game.
Et sur le côté de l'équipe en verte, c'est l'équipe de Paris. Et c'est la Boucherie avec le numéro 54 Micham, numéro 13 Boulou, numéro 23 Texas Heat, numéro 14 Siway, numéro 19 Jack, numéro 2
So we're not having proper skate outs, but we're having a presentation of every skater in both teams. You have to remember that in these tournaments, every team will play each other. This means that even without a crown or a cup or medals, there will be a loser and a winner after this weekend. And of course, this will reflect in the rankings.
Et alors, au début, on a commencé, notamment la présentation de Charlotte, ça se demandait, on a fait ça encore une fois. Bah, allez, si on fait la présentation des Leeds.
So skate outs are over. For La Boucherie, it will be Le Mur jamming, which is ironic because in French her derby name means the wall, but she's not part of the wall. She's going to try and wreck it. And it's going to be Knevel Dead jamming for Leeds.
La Boucherie is playing in green and Leeds is playing in black tonight. Or this morning.
Well, it is night somewhere around the globe. And there we are. We're going to see who takes the first lead in this game. Black Jammer slightly ahead. Black Jammer is already at turn one. An opaque was whistled. And it looks like a power jam right off the bat. Black Jammer sent to the penalty box. This may be an opportunity for La Boucherie to take the first lead, and it is done. Le Mur is ahead. Lead jammer for La Boucherie, and reaching the pack now with the help of her blockers.
Okay, she just hit the pack very hard and just skated through with the help of her blockers.
First points scored are French today in this tournament. So green pivot is in the penalty box right now, and it looks like the power jam is over.
All right, green jammer called off the jam. She got recycled, and the other jammer was coming back at her. So.
And looks like Leeds managed to snatch, yes, 5 points. Could these be Could this jam go to yes?
9 points, actually.
This jam goes to Leeds despite being in a power jam situation. 17, that seems like a bit much.
It's got a lot of points.
So the scoreboard is going to be sorted out.
All right, this is nonsense now.
There seems to be a technical difficulty because I don't think Leeds Rugby has 513 points. So let the scoreboard operator sort things out, and in the meantime we can already tell you that Flash McGueen is going to be the jammer for La Boucherie. Yes, the player are pointing at the scoreboard now because it's supposed to be 2,049 points for La Boucherie right now. I suspect a glitch, especially since our scoreboard operator Batnan is one of the most experienced SBOs in the whole French territory, so this must be a glitch. But I'm down for seeing a game someday with a 2,000 plus points scored. That would be something.
You need to be very fast to score that many points.
Yeah, especially since the Jamalab point is going. Oh, 4,000! That's a record.
It kind of feels like he's like playing the. Do you remember that game on smartphones about connecting numbers and you had to double them every time?
Yes.
You started with 2s and 4s, and you connect the 2s and
2046, I think,
yeah.
was the name of the game. Yes.
Was
So how far will we go? We don't know.
Ah!
How high? Well, the Leeds bench seem happy about this whole situation. So we can already tell you that when things go back to normal, it's going to be a pack advantage for Leeds, since the green pivot is still in the penalty box as we speak. I can't tell her number from here because my eyes are old and tired, but maybe you can.
I can't because I'm poor and I can't afford glasses.
What's that on your face then?
Bad glasses. When this is all sorted out, Jenga will be jamming for the Leeds team, though.
And in the meantime, we can remind you that the international WFTDA playoffs will take place in North Carolina and in Seattle in September. And the International WFTDA Championships 2019 will take place in November 15 to November 17 in Montreal in Canada. So book your flights, people. And if you already live there because you're lucky, save the date. So, information just came in. Scoreboard software is broken for some reason. They're going to go and download an older version of the software, and then everything will start again. Of course, this is a sanctioned game, so they have to make sure that everything works perfectly. So we're gonna have to tell you to wait and bear with us a bit, or you can also switch to Fin Invitational or to Brouhaha, as long as you come back to us at some point. So this will be an official timeout for undefined length, and we'll see you in a bit. font du derby, des gens font du derby, et oui, la personne fait du patin à l'arrière, la personne fait du patin à l'avant, et la personne avec l'étoile essaye de dépasser les gens sans étoile, et la personne avec une étoile est passée également. Alors c'est la numéro 21, Jenga. Je suis sûr qu'on va trouver plein de jeux de mots à faire par rapport au fait que Jenga s'écroule ou je ne sais pas quoi, ou fait s'écrouler, enfin voilà, on va y travailler entre temps. Nous ne sommes toujours pas à l'antenne, mais on y croit. On y croit. Alors nous avons eu du patin de roulé.
On est bon.
Alors je ne vois pas de points marqués en vert. Ah, je vois un écran vert maintenant sur le direct. On s'approche.
Mais on nous entend. Ce qui...
On nous entend là pour de vrai? Tu as des retours par rapport à ça?
Je suis sur YouTube.
Tu es sur YouTube et donc
Je nous auto-suis
tu
sur
nous
YouTube.
entends sur... Oh là là, quel narcissisme. So, it looks like the audio is getting through, so you are actually hearing us. So, we've had some scoreboard issues with the software having to be rebooted and then downloaded again and switched back to a prior version, but whatever, it's now back. Holy Moly is jamming for Leeds and Johnny is jamming for La Boucherie, and there is a lead jammer status in green, but Johnny has been swallowed by the pack and resets to the back of the pack, and it looks like we have audio and video right now. Ooh, what a day. What a day. The score is now 6-5 in favor of La Boucherie de Paris, and everything seems to be working fine. Woo.
Okay, so start of jam 4 with The Wave jamming for La Boucherie and Grief Lightning for Leeds. Okay, so Grief Lightning just took the lead right on.
Grief Lightning trying to find her way on the outside line. In the meantime, The Wave is out of the pack. Green Lightning calling it off because she has no other choice basically, and calling it off early enough to deprive La Boucherie of their pivot for jam number 5 coming. And there's been a lead change. Leeds is now ahead in points. 9-6 in favor of Leeds. Kineval Dead is back jamming in black against Le Mur, the wall. Here we go, jam number 5 underway with a pack advantage for Leeds, which is not going to last long because the green pivot is back and the black jammer is in the box. That's the second power jam in favor of La Boucherie in 5 jams. So let's see if Le Mur is going to find her way out of the pack. So far the black defense, yes, they held their own for quite a long time, but Le Mur is now out and in the lead.
She's getting back to the pack and hit a wall. She got recycled.
Yeah, the collective offense by La Boucherie was nullified by this recycling, which is going to last forever. Almost a full track in reverse, and the game can begin again. And this time it works. 4 points for Le Mur. The power jam seems to be over. Yes, and there's been a star pass. New jammer for Leeds Roller Derby is number 21, Jenga.
Jenga. So Jenga is fighting against Le Mur.
Jenga tried to get some point at the last second. It looks like Le Mur called it off right when she needed to. 4 points and yet another lead change. La Boucherie is now back in the lead, 11-9. Official timeout. And it was a quick one. 23 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first half. And La Boucherie is 2 points ahead with Flash McQueen as green jammer.
And Holy Moly as as jammer for the Leeds.
That's a multiplayer penalty whistled against number 21. That's Jenga sent to the box. The two-player defense doing a great job against Flash McGuinn, and it's another jammer penalty for Leeds Amethyst. This is the third power jam for La Boucherie in only 6 jams. Flash McGuinn is now lead jammer.
She came back in the pack, tried to come out from the exterior, and it worked.
Yes, she was taken out of bounds by a black blocker who fell, so of course Flash could come back without a cut the track penalty. The black wall is reforming and the black jammer is through, no cutting penalty. Flash gets out, calls it off right on time to free her pivot and to secure those points, 8 points, 2 scoring passes completed by Flash McGuinn. La Boucherie is now 10 points ahead. If you just joined us, let us remind you that the rankings in this tournament, in this WFTDA sanctioned tournament, the rankings are extremely close. Boucherie is ranked 171st against Leeds 174th. Those teams, on paper at least, are extremely equal in terms of strength. And that's another lead in green, third one in a row for La Boucherie.
So Joni took the lead for La Boucherie. She's coming back in the pack, trying to push through a wall, and she called it off.
Grief Lightning from Leeds was coming on her fast, forcing the green jammer to call it off. It's going to be number 14.
Lee Wave. Against Knievel Dead. 182. All right, so La Boucherie took the lead again.
4th time in a row out of 8 jams overall.
So the wave is crashing down on the pack.
Knievel Dead got out of the pack after a star stash.
But the wave saw her coming, and so she called off the jam.
So let's see how the black defense fared in this last scoring pass. 2 points. That's very impressive defense by the black team. Number 888 Lemur against number 2 Holy Moly. Pack advantage for Leeds. We have seen 4 leads in a row, so yes, Leeds breaks the cycle.
And takes the lead. She skates back to the pack pretty quickly.
So she's through 4 points, narrowing that gap between the two teams. It was 22-9 at the beginning of this jam in favor of La Boucherie. Great defense by number 17 Petit Tonnerre, forcing the black jammer to get all the way back. That was a split-second call by the black jammer.
Yeah.
Flash McGuinn is back against Grief Lightning. Great comeback by Leeds Road Derby. It was 22-9, now it's 22-16. Very close game. And a big pack advantage, 4 against 2 for the green team. We have 2 black blockers in the box. Let's see if Flash McGuinn can take advantage of this. for the timing. The two black brokers are doing a fantastic job, but in the end, Flash McGuinn prevails, and she's now lead jammer.
Okay, the two blockers that were in the penalty box are coming back in the game. So we'll see if they can work up a defense with that.
Mortadelle, the green pivot, being sent to the box for an illegal position penalty. Great defensive tripod on the black side, giving a hard time to Flash McGuinn. She tiptoes on the outside. So how many players did she overtake before the call-off? 3. If you're new to roller derby, of course, the player with the star gets points by overtaking the opposing blockers, and it's the hips that count. It's going to be yet another pack advantage for the green team, with still a blocker and a pivot in the penalty box for Leeds. 29-16, Johnny against Kneveldead.
Kneveldead takes the lead. She came out of the pack, but she's like so closely followed by Johnny. Johnny? Okay. So Kneveldead obviously called it off because Johnny actually skated by her and she could score some points.
And it was a great move by Johnny, putting so much pressure on Kneveldead, because Kneveldead, of course, would have preferred to make it last because she had two blockers in the box. But Johnny didn't allow her to make the jam last, and still the same 2 against 4 pack advantage, giving an advantage to the Wave in green, who will be facing Holy Moly.
So Holy Moly came out of the pack pretty quickly.
Yeah, despite the pack disadvantage, she did a great job finding her way out of this initial pass.
Yep.
And everyone is back on the track now, and Holy Moly will not make it last. Good awareness. She knew that the green jammer had gone out, and she was not taking any chances. Leeds Road Derby gets 2 more points. 18 against La Boucherie's 29. This is still extremely tight.
Le mur jamming for La Boucherie.
Against Grief Lightning. Pack is full, no one is in the box. Both jammers facing very strong tripods. Penalty is being whistled. That's a direction call. Direction call on number 4, green, and it looks like the black jammer is ahead. Yes, the lead is for Grief Lightning.
She faced the green pivot for a while, and the green pivot actually became jammer.
Yeah, Adele Rainbow, after a successful star pass,
took on the jamming position.
yes, and her fast jamming allowed La Boucherie to limit the damage. Good damage control from La Boucherie. Still, this goes out to Leeds, and there's been a few jams in a row allowing Leeds to come back. While we have reached the first half of the first half, Flash McGuinn goes against Kneveldead.
All right, so tight front pack, and Kneveldead is fighting her way through.
With some great offense by Quick and Blocker Glory.
Yep.
Black pivot, opening the gate and allowing her jammer to take the lead. Flash McGuinn is out of the pack after a star stash. Jam is called off. And it looks like Leeds Roller Derby is unstoppable. During these last 10 minutes, they have little by little caught up with La Boucherie de Paris' lead. It was 22-9, now it's 29-24. 5 tiny little points between the two teams. Johnny is against Holy Moly. Will we see another lead change? Leeds needs 2 scoring passes in order to get ahead. And so far, they've done the beginning of the work by taking the lead. Great footwork here by Holy Moly, tiptoeing around the outside, getting those 4 points. Another complete scoring pass, and we will have a lead change. And it's looking good for the Black Jammer. Calling it off, getting those 4 extra points. That will mean 32-29, and yes, it is a lead change, Amethyst. Leeds Roller Derby is now leading 32 against La Boucherie's 29. Team timeout asked by La Boucherie, which is very logical at that point. Time to speak about strategy and time to find some countermeasures in order to stop Leeds from getting this momentum and taking advantage of it.
All right, end of the team timeout. We're back in the game with the wave jamming for La Boucherie.
And that's Griff Lightning in black. Jam number 16 is underway.
La Boucherie took the lead.
Penalty was whistled against green 42. That's Yves Rocher. Pack advantage leads. And Black Jammer is out. Green Jammer has a few seconds to get it. And yes, with style along the inside line with minimal contact. Great jamming here. And it's another lead change. Le Mur against Knievel Dead, 33-32. It's a 1-point game. And so far, the rankings are proving to be right, with everything very close. Some nice recycling at the beginning of the jam by number 97, that's Lionel Slay from Leeds. Black Jammer is ahead. Black Jammer is in the lead. You can see the green blockers trying to help their Jammer find a way. Looks like there's been a star pass. Yes. Pivot is now Jammer on the green side, but this hasn't gone unnoticed by the black defense. And we have this 2-player wall with number 81 Kiesel and Lionel Slay keeping the green Jammer at bay. That's some fantastic two-player defense here.
Knievel Dead has a quite a hard time coming through the pack because the defense is so tight. It's a 4-player defense. All the blockers from La Boucherie are working on preventing Knievel Dead to come through.
Shafwin has been sent at the back of the pack after a very big, intense effort to push the opposing blocker is in the out of play situation, and she was about to do it, but at the last second she was pushed out of bounds and reset, and now she has to do it all over again. This is an extremely intense jam with 30 seconds remaining on the clock, and Knieveled is still in that first scoring pass thanks to an amazing green defense. So penalty was whistled. Number 81, Kiesel, is now in the box. This may help Shafwin, the new green jammer, to find her way.
Great blocking work from Texas Heat and Boucherie.
That was amazing.
It was a tight defense.
Basically, the green blockers kept the black jammer at bay during a whole turn of the track. That was an almost 2-minute jam with only one scoring pass.
Yep.
And it's another lead change. Leeds Roller Derby leads by 36. La Boucherie de Paris, 33. And if you are joining us right now, this is the WFTDA recognized tournament. Paris is Burning, second edition. Hosted by Les Quads de Paris. You can see the A team of Les Quads de Paris right now in green, that's La Boucherie. And coming from over the channel are the fantastic Leeds Roller Derby. And so far it's been extremely close. It's a very intense battle. Very few scoring passes at each jam, because every time one of the teams takes the lead, the other jammer is not so far behind. Leeds have been impressive in the way that they've had 3 power jams against them in the first 10 jams, leading to a 13-point difference in favor of La Boucherie. And at some point, the jammer penalties just stopped. And then, during 10 full minutes, scoring pass after scoring pass, they caught up. They narrowed the gap, and they are now in the lead, and this could really go either way. It's a 3-point game after 20 minutes played, and this is very even. It looks like it's going to be yet another power jam. I can see the black jammer in the box, meaning it's going to look good on paper for La Boucherie with a power jam and a pack advantage.
Yep.
4 blockers against 3.
So Flash McGueen, alone for the jam. So the green blockers' only job right now is to help Flash McGueen go through the pack, and they succeeded. Flash McGueen just shimmied through the pack, took the lead, and is coming back for her scoring pass.
Fantastic dodging here by Flash McGueen. Well, she got pushed out of bounds by number 21, Jenga, but before that, she completely dodged Flamboyant Potato, which, by the way, is one of my favorite derby names ever. That's number 13 on the lead side. And yes, finally, Flash McGueen gets through for first scoring pass, but that was some fantastic work by the black defense, keeping her at bay for so long. Grizzlies is now sending number 182 black jammer at the back of the pack.
8-1 Kiesel is going to the penalty box. So we still have a three-player defense for Leeds right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just called green 59 Grizzlies. She's changed derby names. She now goes by Prima Conera. Grizzlies was her name when she was playing for Les Lutèces, Les Encastreux. This is her first season playing with La Boucherie. So all my apologies go to her fans, and she has many. 8 points for La Boucherie de Paris so far It's been 5 jams and each jam has resulted in a lead change. This is how close this game is. A team timeout was asked by the black side. Last time a team asked for a team timeout, it was La Boucherie, and they managed to reverse the flow of the game and stop Leeds' momentum. So maybe this pattern is going to repeat itself, and maybe we're going to see Leeds back in control of this game. It's been 15 minutes without a team being able to get more than a 7 or 8 point advantage against the other. That's a 5 point advantage for La Boucherie right now. There is absolutely no way to tell who is going to win this one.
Johnny is jamming for La Boucherie right now against Grief Lightning.
Prima Carnera is in the box.
Oh, we have one blocker each in the box.
So this is the fabled six-pack. Johnny against Grief Lightning. And she powered through the pack. Johnny, with an impressive display of strength and agility, just find her way and finished her initial pass in a heartbeat. Now back. Oh, she can do it all. First pass was brute strength. Second pass is just whirling around. She's so fast, and she's now facing a very strong black tripod in front of the penalty box.
Let's see how she comes out of it. Very good assist from her pivot.
And there is no cut penalty. That's some impressive track awareness by Johnny. And I think that was also a fantastic team communication. I'm not sure she knew that the blockers were down. I think she was told, go, you don't risk anything. So, of course, she didn't get the 4th point because it's a no-earned pass, meaning you don't get a point, but she did get to carry on, and she did get 3 extra points. And it's now a 12-point lead for La Boucherie, and it's an official review. So we have our lovely and internationally famous Tranciatoro from the in-house team going over there to get some information about this official review. We will let you know as soon as she lets us know, and then everyone will know and everyone will be happy. So Leeds asked for that official review. We're going to see what is asked. I can see Tranciatoro going to her colleague in the in-house team. And it looks like we're going to have some information. I love information. So Leeds is requesting a high block penalty on a green blocker. We don't know which one. The referees are deliberating. Seven minutes left in this first half. So this one looks like a tough nut to crack, since the referees are still deliberating. So of course, if you need to be reminded, each team can ask for one official review per half. If you happen to be right, if you ask for an official review and you win it, then you get to ask for a second one in the same half. If you write a second time, well, you don't get a third official review, but you get the satisfaction of being right 2 times in a row.
Which is always very nice.
Yeah, that feels nice. So, in a few seconds, we'll be able to tell you the results of this official review.
No penalty.
So no call stands, as we say in the business, meaning the official review was rejected. There was no call before the review and no call after. 7 minutes left and jam 20 coming right up.
The wall is jamming for La Boucherie. And holy moly for Leeds. We're starting off with a very tight pack.
No puck was whistled. Green blocker has to bridge in order to maintain the pack. Box is now empty. Number 35 trying to get back. And in the meantime, the wave is now lead jammer. Star pass was completed. No, it wasn't. The pivot was told by referee that she is not the jammer. She threw the cover next to the box and looks like, yes, this is a power jam. It was a bit of a confusion for us to make out what was going on, but what I can tell you is there was an attempt, a star pass attempt, and the black team thought that the star pass was completed, only it wasn't. So the pivot stayed a pivot, and holy moly, thought she was a blocker sent to the box, but she was actually a jammer, since the star pass had not been completed. So a lot of physical intensity between turns 2 and 3.
So the wave tries to shimmy through the pack, but she's stopped by Jenga. Mainly.
Oh, it's another power jam. Holy moly is back in the box. So strategic choice here by the green jammer to be able to ensure a power jam start for the next jam. As soon as she saw that the black jammer was standing in the box, she was called by her bench coach and she called off. Then again, you have to give it to the black defense, to the lead defense, to be able to hold their own during power jam situations. Le Mur is now jamming, and it's jam 21.
So power start for La Boucherie. Le Mur takes the lead. So can she score points to get much more ahead, because they're right now at 60.
Yeah, this last jam allowed La Boucherie to obtain the biggest points gap we've seen in this game. 24 points ahead. They've never had such an advantage.
Nobody ever has.
We have a pack that stretch from turn 1 to turn 2. Holy moly got out of the pack. Will Le Mur try and take some risk, or will she do an early call?
She called it, yeah.
Great timing by Le Mur. 4 points scored and no point for Leeds. And yes, it's now a 28 points advantage for La Boucherie de Paris.
At 3 minutes of the end of the period. So Knievel 182 is jamming for Leeds on this 22nd jam. And Flash McGueen for La Boucherie.
So this is the moment for Leeds to try and stop La Boucherie's momentum. You can see Flash McQueen turning around at the back of the pack, trying to find a way through the tripod. And yes, this is the lead that Leeds needed at that point in the game. Flash McQueen removed the cover. So far, she will not be able to do a star pass since her pivot is at the back of the pack trying to stop the jammer and doing a good job at it, actually. And without any help, Flash McQueen finally got out of the pack, pushing the blockers in an out-of-play situation. 2 points scored by Leeds. It looks like one of the common points between these two teams are both of them are great at damage control.
Yep.
They can always, most of the time at least, make the best of a difficult situation. Johnny will jam in green against Griff Lightning. Less than 2 minutes remaining until halftime.
Penalty box is empty, so we have all the players on the field right now, on the track. And La Boucherie took the lead.
Less than 10 seconds for Johnny to get in control. Johnny coming in fast with a tripod that for the moment is not budging, and it's yet another jammer penalty by Leeds and another power jam situation. Johnny jumping the apex and getting those 4 points. This is a fantastic opportunity for La Boucherie to try and make that gap, that points gap, as wide as possible just before halftime. So far, so good. Already 8 points scored by Johnny. Less than a minute remains on the period clock starting now. Look at that!
She just jumped past Lana Del Slay. The black tripod.
Forearm is whistled against number 42, that's Yves Rocher.
And so Johnny called off the jam.
But that was a 14-point jam by Johnny, bringing the point difference to 40 right before halftime. That's a power move by La Boucherie de Paris. And we are approaching what is likely to be the last jam of this first half.
The 40 points advantage is quite comfortable, but it's not unmanageable for Leeds, since both teams have a very competitive way of playing.
And the thing is, you're never safe in Derby.
Nope.
We've seen teams coming back from a 50, sometimes 60 points difference. You can never ever relax. So the period clock is over, so the end of this jam could be the end of the first half. 4 points was scored by La Boucherie. Our fantastic jam timer, Sally Hurricane, is going to wait to see whether anyone is taking an official review. And after 30 seconds, she will likely whistle for halftime. So, can I predict the future? I can.
Intermission.
Intermission. So, we end up on this 44-point advantage for La Boucherie de Paris, and the impressive thing is that these 44 points were all scored during the 5 last minutes before halftime, with a big paradigm shift, really a big switch of momentum from a very close game to these one-sided 5 minutes, with a fantastic effort by La Boucherie, taking advantage of 2 power jams in their advantage. So, well, it could still be a close game, it could still be Leeds' game if they catch up, because they can. So we'll see you in 15-ish minutes, and we hope you're having a great time.
Et nous revoilà pour la deuxième période du premier match, c'est-à-dire de la deuxième game de ce tournoi Paris is Burning, édition numéro 2.
Hello again. So we are back for this first game of the Paris is Burning, this WFTDA recognized tournament hosted by Les Quads de Paris. Les Quads de Paris are playing before your very eyes against Leeds. So to sum up the first half, we've seen a very, very close game until the last 5 minutes. During those last 5 minutes, La Boucherie de Paris, that's Team A from Les Quads, playing in green today, just took off, basically. They transformed a 5-point lead into an almost 50-point lead, as you can see on your screen right now. 83 to 38, and it is on. Le Mur against Knievel Dead. Le Mur in green for La Boucherie and Knievel Dead in black for Leeds. Will Leeds catch up? Will they be able to narrow the gap created by La Boucherie? You will see. So far, the black jammer is ahead.
And she's just bumping into the green defense, trying to cross by force.
That's some fantastic reforming by the green wall. Each time the black jammer thought she was through, there was another blocker in front of her, but this time seems to be the good one. Yes! Knievel Dead, lead jammer for Leeds, trying to get those points now in her scoring pass, even though Le Mur is now out of the pack.
Yeah, she saw that. I was going to say that Le Mur was following very closely behind, but she saw it and so she called it off.
Penalty was whistled at the last second against number 4 by La Boucherie, that's Payette. She just joined a blocker and a pivot from Leeds. It's going to be a narrow pack on the track in Jam 2. Battle of number 2s, that's Flash McQueen against Holy Molly. So who will prevail, the green 2 or the black 2? Forearm was whistled against the black 2. It's another power jam and an instant lead as soon as the black jammer was sitting in the penalty box. Flash McQueen surged out of the pack. She's now in her scoring pass with, of course, some collective offense, but great recycling, fantastic defense by the black pivot, pushing Flash McQueen out, and it's going to be a jam swap.
She was sent to the penalty box, and so the other jammer, the other number 2, Holy Moly, is coming out of the penalty box because both jammers cannot be in the penalty box at the same time.
It's going to be a almost 30. Oh my God! This is yet another jam swap.
Oh my God!
So this time it's going to be a full 30 seconds for the black jammer, because penalties work in pairs. The one sure thing is that it's going to be a 2-minute jam. Both jammers have been to the box and back. 4 points scored by Flash McQueen.
She went straight into a black defense wall.
And number 13, Flamboyant Potato, sent to the penalty box for a multiplayer, meaning she was holding her fellow blocker and blocking with her at the same time. You cannot do that.
So, end of the first jam of the second period. We have 2 blockers. We have 1 blocker and 1 pivot from Leeds in the penalty box. So next jam will start with only 2 blockers.
Lead is green. The wave got out of the pack first. Strong recycling for number 97, Lana Slay. Second attempt by the green jammer. In the meantime, we've got some fantastic defense by La Boucherie.
Grief Lightning almost came out of the pack, but she was recycled.
And this is one of the aspects of jamming that's not mentioned often. It's the mental fortitude it's required for this. I think, yes, that was a successful cut move by the green defense. After this collective recycling, one of the green blockers, I think it was the green pivot, number 82, Adele Rainbow, was recycling, and the black jammer did not realize that she had to get back into the track behind her. Basically, the black jammer gets into the track too early, hence the cut penalty. $50 points difference, 54 points advantage for the Boucherie de Paris, and it looks like these jammer penalties are really making a difference when it comes to these points difference. It's yet again a power start for La Boucherie. A little bit of time needed for the track repair crew in order to replace the damaged tape of the track.
Yeah, the track took quite a blow on that one.
Well, this is a very intense game. I mean, physically, you can see a lot of, fierce jamming and blocking on both sides.
Yep.
A lot of pushing, a lot of resisting the pushes. So of course this would result in track damage. So it's a 54-point lead for La Boucherie de Paris. The biggest gap we've seen in this game so far. Of course, this is a WFTDA recognized tournament, which means the rankings will change when this tournament is over. So the stakes are high.
All right, so Le Mur for this power start. She's gonna basically have 10 seconds head start to try and take the lead. And she took it. Le Mur took the lead for La Boucherie de Paris yet again.
And look at that collective defensive move by La Boucherie, getting behind to get the black jammer to enter the track as behind as possible. Penalty was whistled. It's a direction call against number 13, Flamboyant Potato. Very static pack, with both jammers pushing against extremely strong walls. Of course, Le Mur has completed her initial pass, whereas Grief Lighting hasn't. Number 500, Grace Ventura, that's team captain for Leeds, in the penalty box. And it took almost 20 seconds
for Le Mur to come out of the pack again.
So two blockers against Le Mur with Prima Carnera trying to wreak havoc in that black defense.
We have two blockers from La Boucherie in the penalty box. Will that stop Lemur? We're not so sure.
Well, From Boiling Potato just stopped Lemur right in her tracks as she was coming out of the penalty box. And this is actually a great move by Leeds, because as you can see, we have 3 green blockers in the penalty box. So of course, that jam went to La Boucherie, who just went over the 100 points bar as I speak. But next jam is going to be a completely different affair. There's no green jammer? Yes.
There she is. 31. Johnny.
So this may result in a delay of game penalty against the green captain, because it looks like the jam was delayed because there was no green jammer on the track. So we'll see.
So for now, on the track for La Boucherie de Paris, we have Johnny jamming and Bulot 13 as a blocker, since the 3 other blockers and the pivot are in the penalty box.
So penalty box action. Number 4 is released. Payette sent back to her bench actually, and replaced on the track by number 04, that's Ninjam. So the pack disadvantage isn't as bad as it used to be for La Boucherie de Paris.
Let's see if Leeds can use that as their advantage, and they do. Knievel Dead, 182, took the lead quite quickly.
61 points are needed by Leeds in order to come back. So Knievel Dead almost through, yes! First scoring pass managed by Knievel Dead, bouncing from one blocker to another. So, despite this impressive apex jump, the call-off was extremely well timed. So no points scored during this apex jump. I think it was a split-second affair. 6 points for Leeds. They have 20 minutes remaining in order to catch up 55 points. Flash McGuinn will be jamming against Grief Lightning, and the pack is full.
Yep. And it's also very tight at the start of this 6th jam. Grief Lightning is kind of coming up ahead, but she's stopped by a very tough tripod.
One of the amazing characteristics of this defense is how good they are at absorbing offense.
Yep. Yes, Flash McGuinn took the lead.
It took a bit of time to the jam ref to make sure she had passed every other player legally. Looks like she had. And Flash McGuinn is now pushing through, and then again, it looks like both walls are impervious to offense. Usually when the jammers go through, it's thanks to their individual efforts and agility. Because however these two teams worked and trained in order to defeat offense, it's working. The wave is back.
Against Jenga.
Will Jenga topple?
Will Jenga block?
Maybe. It's unlikely though. Pack advantage for Leeds. Jenga trying inside and outside. Pack is stretching. And extremely good jamming from the wave. Trying to nullify Jenga's... Yes! Nullify Jenga's lead. Jenga had taken the lead a split second before the wave. But these are seconds gained by La Boucherie to get their players out of the penalty box.
We hadn't seen Jenga jam for a while, and then she jammed again and she took the lead. So
Yeah, she's not part of the main jammer rotation, but it's always good to have like plan Bs as a team when you need someone to jam, when you need your main jammers to rest, having someone who will be able to take the lead and to be efficient. Black jammer is Kineval dead, pushing hard in the front, and then again green wall absorbing the fence, doing some recycling, whistle blast all over the place. 2 green blockers in the box and 1 black lead. This is looking good for Leeds. Black jammer zooming around and going through and challenged.
yeah, since 2 blockers from La Boucherie de Paris are in the penalty box right now, so she's just skating through. This is just a stroll in the park in Porte de la Chapelle, Paris. But now green defense is back together again.
So this might make a difference.
Will they stop Knievel?
Yep, Knievel was pushed outside and all the way to the penalty box. After 8 points scored, it's now another jammer penalty. And this is maybe the beginning of the comeback for La Boucherie. Lemieux has 30 seconds left on the jam clock and needs to complete 2 scoring passes in order to catch up. Black jammer is standing. 10 more seconds of power jam. An extremely strong 2-player blocking from Leeds. This is another of their strong points, strong suits. They don't need a full wall to be extremely efficient.
Yeah.
5 more seconds.
Knievel is against the whole La Boucherie team, the whole La Boucherie defense right now.
Good damage control by Lemur. 4 points scored. She nullified 1 opposing scoring pass. Still, it's an 8-point advantage for Leeds. 16 minutes remaining and still 50-ish points difference, 51. So far, La Boucherie is keeping control, but we've seen a strong reaction from Leeds in this last jam.
Johnny jamming for La Boucherie. And Griff lining for Leeds. Johnny dodged a 2-blocker defense from Leeds and took the lead.
A few dancing steps here by Johnny, and now skating extremely low and whirling below the opposing offense. This is one of the most impressive things a jammer can do with apex jumps.
She literally just disco skated through the pack.
Look at her go, Johnny zooming around, displaying a tremendous amount of agility and track awareness, finding some tiny spaces. This time she will find the black defense on her way, so let's see how she manages to do when it comes to strength. She's down but not out.
She's down.
Now she's out. Another attempt.
But she skated by anyway, scoring a total of 12 points right now.
She used the infamous pinball technique, which means bouncing around from one blocker to another and getting into the hole. So 12 points already.
30 seconds left on this jam if she does not call it off.
You cannot leave space on the outside line when Johnny is jamming, because she will zoom in and take it. Look at this. Oh, this time she went out of bounds, but she's aware.
She almost skated on one foot.
Don't try this at home.
Try this anywhere.
Well, you can try it on the track if you're a road rugby player.
True that.
That was an impressive, extremely impressive display of high-level jamming by Johnny. She scored 19 points, bringing the point difference to a 70-point difference, 70-point lead for La Boucherie. And it looks like an official review.
Do we have Carolina back?
Oh my God, you have no idea how moved we are right now because we finally have Carolina back. Thank you, technical team. Thank you. We love you so much. So let's take this opportunity to show you some penalties. Yay! Because now we have access to them. So, well, of course, you've seen that La Boucherie is playing kind of a clean game so far with no one above 3 penalties. The big information here is what's happening on the Leeds side because it's really different. As you can see, we have 3 players at 5 penalties each. Oh, what about that official review? So the official review asked by La Boucherie is to obtain a cut-the-track penalty on an opposing blocker. Stay tuned. So as we were telling you, of course, you've seen how many jammer penalties have been committed by a Leeds Road Derby, but that's not all. We have 3 players at 5 penalties each, and with only 13 minutes remaining, this might be a big deal and have an impact on the rest of the game. Of course, you do know that, but just in case, I'll remind you that 7 penalties means a foul out, means you have to leave the track and not be able to play until the end of the game. So thanks to our lovely, fantastic and precious technical team, you can see that it's a 70-point difference sharp between the 2 teams.
We're going to take the time to this time to remind you that the next game will be at 3 p.m. and it will feature La Boucherie again versus the Anguanas Vincenza Roller Derby.
So it looks like the blocker did cut the track. That was smartly played by the Boucherie de Paris. So this will result in a cut the track penalty on the black blocker, whom we should see entering the penalty box shortly. And that's yet another. Oh, it's not a blocker, it's the jammer. So this is completely different.
So it's a power star for La Boucherie.
That's Lionel Slay, number 97, in the box for a cut-the-track penalty. That should be her first penalty overall in this game. And Flash McGuinn will be the only jammer on the track for the jam number 10, coming your way in a few seconds.
In 5 seconds. It hasn't called. Off we go for the 10th jam. Flash McGuinn trying to find a way through the pack.
And then again, what a fantastic defense by the black team, holding the green jammer for quite a long time. And in the meantime, you've seen this hit by green number 4. That's Payet sent to the penalty box for a direction. It was a very strong hit, but it was not legal. When you impact on an opposing player, your skates need to be rolling in derby direction, not anti-derby. Lionel Slay is out of the box.
So Flash McQueen called off the end of the jam.
4 points scored by Flash McQueen, and it's another official review, this time requested by Leeds. Maybe it will have something to do with that hit from Payet. Maybe not. The suspense is sickening. Oui, c'est la 4, la paillette, sur le méga hit qu'il y a eu tout à l'heure, je pense. So, it looks like I was right. Leeds is asking for the expulsion of green number 4 for this elbow hit. It wasn't direction that was whistled on that hit, it was an elbow. So they would change this elbow into a gross elbow. Since if you want an expulsion, it's basically adding gross in front of the penalty name.
Ah.
So let's find out what the referee's interpretation of the situation will be taken into account. And this is indeed an expulsion for that hit by green for Payet. Official review is won by Leeds. She has to exceed the track. Because of course, 7 penalties mean a foul out, but if an action is deemed especially dangerous or unsporting or both, an expulsion is always possible, and this is what just happened. So one less blocker, Payet is out. Now back to the game, it's jam number 11. The wave in green, Holy Moly in black. Holy Moly slightly ahead, but the wave is leaving blockers behind. So the lead is black, but the black jammer fell down and was swallowed by the pack, and of course this means an early call. You do not want the opposite jammer to take points if you can prevent it.
Yeah, especially as she was skating back into the pack. All right, Knievel dead, jamming for Leeds. And Lemur jamming for La Boucherie. We have one black blocker in the penalty box. Knievel dead, fighting against a very, very sturdy tripod.
But that's a forearm on number 2-1 by Leeds. That's Jenga sent to the penalty box. And look at that 2-blocker defense, forcing the Star Parks on the green side, giving a bit of a time to Knievel Dead to get those points. And she does the infamous hips first movement. You will see that in roller derby all the time before the call of a skater, a jammer, will almost always try to skate backwards with their hips pointing out to get those points. 2 points on each side. Score is 134 for La Boucherie. Leeds has 60. Official timeout.
74 points lead in favor of La Boucherie.
Johnny against Grief Lightning. Both jammers at the back for the time being. Direction called on number 81 Kiesel. And the lead goes to Johnny. She took advantage of the few seconds of confusion caused by number 81 being sent to the box. That was enough for us to prevail. Of course, Grief Lightning is out of the pack too.
Yeah, she was catching up to her. She was catching up.
And little by little, La Boucherie are widening that gap. Holy Moly against Flash McQueen. The return of the duel of number 2s.
Okay, so despite only be fighting 3 blockers, La Boucherie could not take the lead.
Yeah, Flash McQueen tried her signature push and turn move. It looks like the Leeds defense got accustomed of it. 4 points for the Black Jammer. Two blockers left on the track for the green side.
That Holy Moly just pushed aside. She's skating back.
Penalties are raining on this track. And 3 completed scoring passes for Holy Moly. This is the biggest scoring jam for Leeds in quite a while now, with 11 points. They have a little less than 8 minutes left to try and narrow the gap as much as they can. And it's another official review. Mind you, both teams have asked and won an official review in this half, meaning they both have one left. So La Boucherie will ask for a penalty. They already have a 2-player wall to face, since 2 black blockers are in the box right now. We're waiting for our wonderful in-house crew to get the information and come back to us. So, one of the black blockers seemed to have stood up and went to see a referee while being serving a penalty in the box. This is why the Boucherie de Paris is asking for an expulsion. As you can see, we have a bit of a situation on the Leeds side. We have now 4 players at 5 penalties each, and number 2-1, that's Jenga, is 1 penalty away from the foul out. So will there be an expulsion after that official review? Now the official review was lost. No call stands. There will not be an expulsion.
So we're back on the game with Knievel Dead 182 jamming against the Wave. All right, so the Wave just skated by the pack. Just dodging people like a typical Parisian person in the subway. Okay, she almost went through Lana Del Slay, but she was stopped, and so she called off the end of the jam.
Well, she got 3 points. I think the only point she didn't get was because Lana Del Slay did a wonderful job of anticipating her trajectory. All right, less than 7 minutes remaining. Griff Lightning is jamming against Lemur. Lemur, who hasn't had a single penalty in this whole game. Well done. 2 cut-the-track penalties were whistled on Griff Lightning, though. So are we going to see another occurrence of walls absorbing offense? So far, the green wall is doing exactly that. And zooming around, we have that green jammer.
Lemur is skating back into the pack. That she just dodged, but
Dodging, skating backwards, tiptoeing around, doing a whole deal of awesome skating.
Peril Streep skated after her, but she had to go back to the pack to not be out of play.
It's now Lana Del Slay with the jammer cover after a successful star pass.
From Leeds, yeah.
Will La Boucherie achieve an 80-point difference? The score is now 147 for the French team against 72 for the English team. Penalty box is empty. Holy Moly is jamming in black against Johnny.
Johnny took the lead for the 17th jam of the second period. And she passed another scoring pass.
doing what we call in technical terms the ballerina move, skating on one skate and challenged. Oh, and now an apex jam!
Nice apex jam from Johnny.
She'll do it all. So, what will she show us now? Oh, she tried the egg strategy, curling up into a ball and skating very low, but this time it didn't work. We have a black jammer out of the pack after a star stash. And of course, Johnny will not give her time, especially with a black blocker in the box.
So 12 points scored by La Boucherie.
And yes, it is now a 80 plus point difference for La Boucherie de Paris. 159 against Leeds 72. Flash McQueen is jamming against Knieveldet. Knieveldet slightly ahead, trying to push through the green tripod. A multiplayer penalty was whistled on Quick and Block Glory. Lead is green. Two blockers down, well, two blockers out in the box on the lead side. And fantastic skating by Flash McQueen.
Yeah, just dodging the two black blockers that were left on the track.
Forearm penalty is whistled against number 13, that's Boudou.
Flash McQueen is coming back into a pretty scattered pack.
Oh, this is some great two players defense. Kiesel and Quick and Blocker Glory did a wonderful job of keeping Flash McQueen away from the points she wanted to get. We're reaching the final 2 minutes of this game, and La Boucherie de Paris could end up with a 100-point lead. They need 6 more points to do so.
Which is towed away, but since the other jammer was on her heels, she called it off.
So 4 points scored by La Boucherie de Paris, who are now 2 points away from a 100-point lead. 170 against Leeds 72. We have an official timeout, a minute-ish away from the end of the game. Well, that was quick. There we go. This could be the last jam of this first game of the day. The lead is black. Holy Moly coming up for her first scoring pass. For the time being, Lemur is still struggling against a very fantastic black defense. Look at that black pivot being the last wall, but yet another jammer penalty, this time by Lemur.
Holy Moly is in the penalty box. And so now La Boucherie is in a power situation.
And the lead was lost, meaning this will last 2 minutes and will most likely be the last jam of the game. It's going to be a race for points between the two jammers, because no one can stop this jam now but the clock.
Can Lemur pass two block? She can't call it off because there's no lead. She tried to call it off because she saw the black skater coming through. We have 30 seconds left.
I saw Petit Tonnerre trying to get Peril Strip out of the way, but basically bouncing off her. Peril Strip is extremely strong when it comes to balance. Star Pass was achieved, and it's Adele Rainbow now. Star Pass was achieved on both sides. We have two new jammers. Adele Rainbow jamming against Quick and Blocker Glory, and 2-1, it is over.
So who scored?
So who won the race for points? I see 3 points
For Leeds.
for Leeds. How many points for La Boucherie? We don't know. Jam ref for La Boucherie, Shakes Bunny, is still discussing it with the OPR. A few seconds left until we know for sure what the point difference is for this victory by La Boucherie de Paris. This is for sure. So we are back on your lovely screens. Next game will be at 3:10 p.m. French time, that's CEST time zone. So we are still discussing on the ref side how many points was scored by La Boucherie de Paris on this latest jam. Looks like no point was scored so far. So will we end this game on a 170 for La Boucherie against 76 for Leeds Road Derby? Who knows?
We're waiting for them to decide on that.
Anyway, let us remind you that this is not the only WFTDA recognized tournament you can have the joy of following this weekend. You can follow the Finvitational tournament and the Brouhaha. So if you're bored with us, you can go and have a look. La Boucherie and Leeds, of course, are not the only teams involved here. There's also Anguanas from Vicenza.
Who are going to be playing La Boucherie on the next game at 3 p.m.
They will.
At 3:10.
And Namur Roller Derby came all the way from Belgium to complete the amazing lineup of this second edition of the Paris is Burning tournament. So as you can see, well, as you will be able to see in a few seconds, yes, now you can. As you can see on the screen, La Boucherie de Paris played an extremely clean game. No player got more than 4 penalties. Of course, there was that expulsion, and it's confirmed. It is confirmed now.
Final score is 170 points for La Boucherie de Paris and 76 points for Leeds Roller Derby.
It's now over the first and very intense game of this tournament. Victory for La Boucherie, almost a 100-point difference. We're going to leave you now. We will be back, well, the stream will be back at 3:10. Prochain match à 3h10 cet après-midi. Il y a eu un léger décalage dans le timing car il y a eu beaucoup de temps mort durant ce match, entre autres à cause du problème technique du scoreboard pendant la première période. On se retrouve donc à 3h10 pour le deuxième match de cette journée améthyste.
La Boucherie versus Anguanas Vicenza Roller Derby.
C'était Cosmic Camel Clash.
Et Amethyst Pitch Perfect.
See you. Goodbye.
Bye.